Hi, my name is Yang Chuqiao, and I'm going to read a couple of poems today by Frank O'Hara. I want to thank Isabella Wong and everybody that's behind the scenes at the Dead Poets reading series for promoting this event virtually and for embracing this idea of community during these times where we're all quite isolated. I hope everybody who listens to this series is healthy and that you're taking care of your families and most of all yourselves. So originally I was going to read another poet, and then I started to realize that in general, the poems that I really gravitate towards are quite depressing and dark and a little bit doomsday-esque. I don't really think that's the best feeling I want to go for right now, especially because I haven't left the house for a long time and it's pretty hard to stay connected generally. So I thought I would read some poems by Frank O'Hara, who I find is very embracing of community and talks a lot about love and friendship. And he's quite uplifting in the poems that I've read by him. So I want to share two of my favorite ones with you today. Also, he fits the theme because he's dead, and this is a series about dead poets. Anyways, the first poem I want to read is called Animals. Animals. Have you forgotten what we were like then, when we were first rate, and the day came fat with an apple in its mouth? It's no use worrying about time, but we did have a few tricks up our sleeves and turned some sharp corners. The whole pasture looked like our meal. We didn't need speedometers. We could manage cocktails out of ice and water. I wouldn't want to be faster or greener than now if you were with me. Oh, you were the best of all my days. The second poem I want to read is called Poem Read at Joan Mitchell's. It's quite celebratory and focuses on friendship. At last you are tired of being single. The effort to be new does not upset you, nor the effort to be other. You are not tired of life together. City noises are louder because you are together. Being together, you are louder than calling separately across a telephone one to the other. And there is no noise like the rare silence when you both sleep. Even country noises. A dog bays at the moon, but when it loves the moon, it bows, and the hitherto frowning moon fawns and slips. Only you in New York are not boring tonight. It is most modern to affirm someone. We don't really love ideas, do we? And Joan was surprising you with a party for which I was the decoy. But you were surprising us by getting married and going away. So I am here reading poetry anyway, and no one will be bored tonight by me because you're here. Yesterday, I felt very tired from being at the 5 spot. And today, I feel very tired from going to bed early and reading Ulysses. But tonight, I feel energetic because I'm sort of the bugle. Like waking people up of your particular desire to get married. It's so original, hydrogenic, anthropomorphic, fiscal, post-anti-aesthetic, bland, unpicturesque, and William Carlos Williamson. It's definitely not 19th century. It's not even partisan review. It's new. It must be Vanguard. Tonight, you probably walked over here from Bethune Street, down Greenwich Avenue with its sneaky little bars and the women's detention house. across 8th Street, by the acres of books and pillows and shoes and illuminating lampshades, past Cooper Union, where we heard the piece by Morty Feldman with the stars and stripes forever in it, and the Sagamore's terrific coffee in Andy, meaning with a cheese Danish. Did you spit on your index fingers and rub the cedar's neon circle for luck? Did you give a kind thought hurrying to Alger Hiss? It's the day before February 17th. It is not snowing yet, but it is dark and may snow yet. Dreary February of the exhaustion from parties and the exceptional desire for spring, which the ballet alone, by extending its run, has made bearable. Dear New York City Ballet Company, you are quite like a bit of a wedding yourself. And the only signs of spring are Mariah Tallchief's rhinestones and a perky little dog barking in a bar, here and there eyes which suddenly light up with blue like a ripple subsiding under a lily pad, or with brown like a freshly plowed field we vow we'll drive out and look at when a certain Sunday it comes in May. And these eyes are undoubtedly Jane's and Joe's because they are advancing into spring before us, and tomorrow is Sunday. This poem goes on too long because our friendship has been long. Long for this life in these times, long as art is long and uninterruptible. And I would hope make it as long as I hope our friendship lasts if I could make poems that long. I hope there will be more drives to Bear Mountain and searches for hamburgers, more evenings avoiding the latest Japanese movie and watching Helene Vincent and Warner Baxter and Vogues of 1938 instead, more discussions in lobbies of the respective greatness of Diana Adams and Allegra Kent, more sunburns and more half-mile swims in which Joe beats me as Jane watches, lotion-covered and sleepy, more arguments over Faulkner's inferiority to Tolstoy while sand gets in between my bathing trunks. Let's advance and change everything, but leave these little oases in case the heart gets thirsty en route. And I should probably propose myself as a godfather if you have any children, since I will probably earn more money someday accidentally, and could teach him or her how to swim. And now there is a Glazunov symphony on the radio, and I think of our friends who are not here, of John and the nuptial quality of his verses. He is always marrying the whole world, and Janice and Kenneth smiling and laughing respectively. They're probably laughing at the Leaning Tower right now. But we are all here and have their proxy. If Kenneth were writing this, he would point out how art has changed women and women have changed art and men, but men haven't changed women much. But ideas are obscure, and nothing should be obscure tonight. You will live half the year in a house by the sea, and half the year in a house in our arms. We peer into the future and see you happy, and hope it is a sign that we will be happy too. Something to cling to. Happiness, the least and best of human attainments. Frank O'Hara. Oh, so amazing.